Hello, babies.
Why are you in sunglasses?
He's muted too, isn't he?
Yep. He's so stupid.
Very dumb. Ray? Nope, now he's muted. He muted himself after we told him he was muted.
Richard, how are you?
This is going to be something special, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Only something special for the one and only Queens.
Hey, yay, hey, yay.
The birthday.
The birth of the Queen. Long live her in the entirety of life and justice for all.
Should be a national holiday. Fucking America.
Thanks, Obama. What do they call it in Game of Thrones? Oh, it's your name day.
My born name day? Yeah.
Your name day.
It's your name day. Cheers to you, Bill.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Most 16-month calendars that recognize this as a holiday and Bill's name day just says cunt.
Yeah, from two cunts to another. Happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And you know what? Let's go ahead and get started. We're starting early because the Queen wanted us to, and it is his name day. So that's what we're doing.
I just got home from work, man. I couldn't go out to dinner before.
Oh, my God. I'm going to hear this again?
No, I'm going to go get drunk at the dairy field. That's where I'm going.
Yeah, what a special occasion.
I can walk.
What a special occasion.
He does enough walking on concrete as you don't need to walk on your birthday.
Yeah, unfortunately for
we'll
the
call
residents
Uber Ray for you.
between here and there, this releases tomorrow on Friday, and this is Thursday, so no warning. Sorry, this is after the
We'll see on WMER tomorrow. Man walking home from the dairy field causes a scene in the middle of the street. 600 deep. 600 deep. This man.
I do have to work tomorrow, so I'm not going crazy.
Okay.
Whoa.
Yeah.
We can't keep track of your fucking things. All right, welcome to the Simple Mind Sports Show. Friday headlines, June 25th. Is that your birthday?
No.
No, June 24th. It's actually June 25th, though. Happy.
We shouldn't even be
Christmas.
counting. We shouldn't even be counting this. This is released on the 25th, and we're recording on the birthday. We're time traveling. We should have done this the previous recording.
Like we're in another life, brother.
But it was the day before. It was the 23rd.
Ray's all hopped up on Mountain Dew and such. All right, whatever. Welcome to Simple Mind Sports Show Friday headlines, June 25th. Not the Queen's birthday, so this is going well. Welcome to the show.
No. No, it's half Christmas.
Did you make a full week of recordings?
Christmas in July.
Bill?
What?
Did you make a full week of recordings this week?
I haven't missed any shows in a
Good
while.
for
When's
you.
the last time I missed a show?
Last week.
Oh, yeah. I was like from work.
You know who never misses a show? White Birch Brewing out of Nashua, New Hampshire. Ray, address, please.
460 Amherst Street.
Good for you for remembering that tonight in your bug eye sunglasses.
Thank you.
Best beer in New Hampshire, best craft beer in New Hampshire. Head on down to the good side of Amherst Street. Get yourself a flight, get yourself a pint, get yourself some merchandise. They got like 7 IPAs on, 3 sours, a couple lagers. They got excellent stuff going on the taps. If you can't get down to the brewery, then get at your local beer store. Stay away. Where do you live? Mammoth Road, Bill? Is that what it is? Stay away from that area for beer stores. Wherever else you can find it. Grab yourself some White Birch Brewing. Tell them the Simple Minds boys sent you. White Birch Brewing.
Right. Who's the jersey today?
The Mets.
No shit. Who's the jersey?
Well, I'd like you to guess.
Piazza?
Richard?
Bartolo Colon.
Daryl Strawberry.
Ooh.
I'm starting to go with the conviction, like guys that got convicted. I
Yeah,
think that's my new Wuhan trade, like that I'm going for
You
right now.
skiing in July?
Yeah.
We just bought a couple years ago. We got one. We have a sign. We bought a signed one. It was like $200, I think.
From Daryl Strawberry?
Yeah.
How much cocaine was on it?
I tried to sniff it.
You have to shake it off.
I tried to sniff it, but there wasn't a lot.
You know, that's the good shit.
Wasn't enough for the queen. All right, boys. You know what? We're going to talk basketball or start basketball on Bill's birthday. And we're going to talk a lot of it.
Nice.
There's a lot of basketball news. And you know what? We are a slave to the news, not to you when it comes to sports, queen. I apologize. However, it's some juicy shit. We got good shit. Well, news broke on Wednesday that the Celtics found their man. They got their new head coach. How badly can I butcher this name? Ime Udoka.
Ooh, I like it.
Ime Udoka.
Udoka.
It's definitely Udoka or Udoka. Nope, I'm not.
We suck with basketball names.
We suck with all names. If anyone checked out our show on Thursday, interview with Nicholas
Penaritius.
Anyway, Ime, assistant coach since 2012. He's got a 12-year professional, kind of fringe professional player. He is in the NBA. He went to Europe and played for a little bit, was in the D League, but he was an assistant coach for the Spurs for many years. He got a championship ring in 2014. He was with the 76ers one season. 2 years ago. He has a relationship with Al Horford because of that. He was with the Nets this past year, which I assume some type of Kyrie Irving conversation was had between Tatum and Kyrie because they're such buddies, and this is how the NBA works.
They also partied with him in New Jersey, like I've mentioned.
There you go. They shared a couple of bottle of what is it?
Oh,
Aces?
I guess actually he doesn't drink. I learned in an article.
He does not drink.
He does not drink, according to Greg Popovich. I can't trust a guy that doesn't drink. Come on.
He's got to have some other vice. We'll find out his other vice, and then we can trust him. I don't trust a man that doesn't vice. What
if it's What if it's hookers and cocaine, Bill? Are you back on the wagon?
James Harden was out. They pulled me right back in. Come on.
More information on was the coach of Team USA. Last season, when the last season of Worlds, was that the
2019? Yeah.
Tatum, Brown, Smart, and Kemba were on that team, but obviously Kemba's gone now. So Tatum, Smart, and Brown all reportedly signed off on him. We'll get more into the Smart element of this whole thing, but a couple more tidbits here. He's married to actress Nia Long, right?
Nice.
Hold on. Keep going. I'm going to look this up real quick.
And just so everyone's very clear, he is not the first Black African-American coach that the Celtics have hired. Jason Williams, you buffoon.
What an idiot.
What a fucking
idiot.
Oh, she was the girl from Bring It On. She was the head cheerleader. Nice.
Yeah.
Good for him. Good for him.
Yeah. Very attractive.
Very attractive.
So in terms of box checks, we're talking about the next coach of the Celtics, things that we've talked about, things that everyone's talked about. I think everyone had the profile of what was needed here. I think the only one it doesn't check is probably like big name in terms of an ex-player or a championship player, but everything else, African-American, we knew that was big. Jaylen Brown literally tweeted it out that essentially you better bring me someone who's African-American as my next head coach. He's young. He is an ex-player. He's got 12 years service time. He does have a shit ton of coaching experience, although not at the head coaching level. So we'll see what happens there. He has experience with a ton of superstars, all those Nets fuckers. The big three, big four with the Spurs, if you want to call it the debacle. He knows what a fucking debacle looks like because he spent that year in Philly when the Celtics swept him in the bubble. So he's got some chops with dealing with stars, good and bad teams. Obviously has a relationship with the Jays from his team USA, and they signed off on it. Let me just run through these quotes and then I'll get your opinion on it. So this is from Jared Weiss of The Athletic talking about the hire and talking about getting quotes from, this is from Greg Popovich and what he thought of Ime. Quote, he exudes a confidence and a comfort in his own skin where people just gravitate to him. He's a fundamentally sound teacher because he's comfortable with himself. He knows the material and players read it. Oftentimes I'll say, Ime, can you go talk to so-and-so, go talk to Patty Mills, go talk to Timmy, go talk to Kawhi. He'll do it better than I would, and I'm not blowing smoke. The only thing I don't like about him, Bill, is he doesn't drink. So I can't enjoy a glass of wine with him. He's really boring at dinner. How fucking great is Pop, by the way? We've said it many times, but
best coach of all time, greatest coach of all time.
He's really boring at dinner. This is also from that Athletic article. Udoka has been lauded for his ability to connect with everybody across the roster. He can establish roles and expectations, something players reportedly struggle with under Steven in recent years. That's big time. Let me finish with this last quote. Udoka, not like a coach that'll hold, this is from Nets guard Mike James from this past season. He's not like a coach that'll hold back how he feels. He's going to tell you how he feels, how you're playing, what you should be doing better. Obviously, for somebody like me, Obviously, that might not be the same with everybody else is going, but I like coaches to be honest and tell me what they want me to do, and it works out for me. So by all reports, it seems like his coaching style is pretty upfront, and that's going to be important in the Celtics team that seems like it's gone rudderless the last year or two. So your initial thoughts, your initial reactions from Ime Udoka, the new head coach of the Boston Celtics.
I like it. I mean, you got a guy that, the Jays want and they signed off on. The only thing I don't like is that, he was a former player, but never like one of those big names like Chauncey Billups is out there, Sam Cassell, who were on championship teams and like a pivotal role in those championship teams. So that's the only thing. And I want to know if he's going to take Popovich's approach and be able to handle the locker room, because obviously Brad could not. He let the inmates run the asylum. So let's see if he can like put his foot down and keep these guys at bay and not let this shit go to their head and stuff. So
are we allowed to say that?
What? Inmates run asylum?
Texas owner got a lot of heat for saying that.
Who did?
Texans owner got a lot of heat for saying that.
Oh yeah, that is like becoming kind of taboo. Whatever, fuck it. Yeah.
I'm just asking. I don't care. Fuck him.
I'm sure that's insulting people who have mental disorders somewhere, and NBA players don't want to be called mentally.
God damn it, Bill! You can't do that to me today. I was like trying to think about what I said.
That fucking terrible atrocity on the NBA community. Sorry. We'll cut it in post. Go ahead, Bill.
I mean, I like it. I guess the young kids like it, but the only thing that bothers me, I mean, you had a pretty good team in the Worlds and you finished 7th in his only really head coaching opportunity, and you had a better team in the Worlds than you do have in the Celtics. And I get it. Jason Tatum and Brown are probably far from where they were in 2019 now. I mean, they're budding superstars. So you need to get them a guy they like. They've already shown their baby back bitches. They toned out Brad. They had a fucking checklist. Whether I'm tired. I got a little frustrated hearing it. You knew I was looking for it. But still, it's, good for them.
The only thing that I don't like, Brad Stevens, I said all along, was a college coach, and he can't handle these egos. Obviously, Jason Tatum has the biggest ego on the Celtics, and he's the one that we want to keep here forever. So that's the most important thing, is if he can have a good relationship with him and keep him in check at the same time, because obviously he was like checked out when Brad Stevens started calling him out. You saw with his hands up, his dookie attitude came out full force. But that's the one thing I want to keep, is that, keep him in line, but also keep that good relationship so he doesn't quit halfway through the game.
Well, and the good thing too is, like, think of the offenses he's come from. The Spurs.
Yep.
Pretty dynamic offense out there. Now he went to the Nets. Pretty dynamic offense with the Nets. I get it. They were 3-player offense, but still, I mean, that's Jason Tatum's strength. You're going to see him. I think the biggest benefit is Tatum, because now you're going to see him play 40, 45 minutes a night. None of this fucking rotation bullshit
I hope so.
that Brad Stevens has run for fucking the whole time, where you're playing all 12 guys 5-6 minutes a night. No,
it's like a rec team.
You need to keep him on the court.
Hey, fat ass, you're up. Get your 2 minutes in.
And like,
your dad's been giving me shit all week. Don't fuck up.
That's how it's been. We've all been saying it. The Semi-Ojeleye and Grant Williams of the world have no fucking place to be playing every goddamn taco fall. Like, so, I mean, it's good for him. It's good. And that's what, like, a young, coach coming in, even Cassell, all these guys fucking coming in would have probably been the same offense. And Brad's just outdated. That fucking...
Yeah, I
think he's just college. I think his mindset is college, and
I think
doesn't work in the NBA.
Brad did really well with his teams overachieving when he had a collective group that bought into the idea of the sum is greater than its parts. That's not how the NBA generally works. So when you found yourself in a team, and let's not forget the fucking turmoil that this team went through in the short stinted Kyrie era. You had the first game of the year, Gordon Hayward, your newly signed max player, shatter his leg coming off a Kyrie injury that it didn't happen. So, like, Brad Stevens went through a little bit of a turmoil here, but I do think that his method of coaching is more suited for the college game, and he had a hard time adjusting to the NBA style. But 1 year ago, you were in the Eastern Conference Finals again. You probably should have won if your players weren't turning the ball over in the fourth quarter every time they had a chance to bury them. So, say what we want about Brad Stevens. It was time to go this year. Obviously, the players tuned him out, but it was one bad year. That being said, yeah, definitely. He comes from more of an NBA 12 years coaching in an NBA style. He's seen what it looks like to
For the
run the
best.
ball, to run, through superstars, through Tim Duncan to Joel Embiid to Kevin Durant. This guy has seen what that looks like. And hopefully, you want to hope that he's able to come in, immediately set roles, which is the biggest thing Brad Stevens, I think, struggled with, and go from there. And that beautiful segue, Rich. Speaking of roles, the first thing that this guy has to do is go, hey, Marcus, I heard you were part of this coaching hire. Stop shooting the fucking ball. Here's your role. Here's your role. If Brad doesn't trade him, we'll get into that. But what was your take on, like, it was so interesting hearing the reports that, Jalen and Jason, there was first like Jalen and Jason have signed off on this, or they had their input. They didn't necessarily sign off. I know that would look bad that they were picking the coach, but they had their input. And then it was like, oh shit, someone go out there and say, we talked to Marcus too. He's going to get all fucking pissy. And then reports trickled in that Marcus Smart was also part of the coaching hire as the longest tenured Celtic and heart and soul of the fucking team. I'm so goddamn sick of this fucking.
I hate him. I want him gone. I'll drive him to the fucking airport. I don't care. Please, just go. Just go. Oh, I hate Marcus.
No, but your thoughts on, like, what is his first thing that he should do for the job?
Do you think? Well, let me ask you this question directly. Do you think, if they keep Marcus Smart, I don't want to get into do you think they should or do you think they or whatever, but let's not get into speculation of trading Marcus Smart just yet. But if they keep him, do you think Ime Udoka can make Marcus Smart a player that we don't bang our heads against the wall every game? Do you think that he can turn him into the type of player that we like would actually like and respect and love?
Let me go.
Time? Bill?
No.
Ray?
Yes, I do. I think he can.
Do.
Well, no, I mean, he was under Greg Popovich, who was pretty much the best coach that we've seen in our lifetime. I mean, excluding Phil Jackson.
Let me tell you who else was under Greg Popovich. Mike
I've seen Red Auerbach. Fuck off.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot how old you were today. I apologize. It's my fault.
Take a look. Yeah, we actually didn't mention the age. We're not supposed to.
69.
He sent us that in a text message. It was nice. The coaching tree of Greg Popovich is
not that great.
It's fine. Mike Brown. But it's like, it's not like you come out of there and automatically you're Greg Popovich. That doesn't happen.
It's like Belichick's coach. Nice.
So, like, to answer my own question, can he make Marcus Smart? Marcus Smart's been in the year for 8 fucking seasons, people. He is who he is, especially on this team because he's entitled and enabled. You gotta move on from the Marcus Smart era. Come on.
Yeah,
you gotta move on.
Now's the time.
Best contract. He's got the contract to trade too, so you might as well do it.
Absolutely. And he's not a shell of himself, but he's certainly not the defender that he has been in the past. He had the injury this last year. He's gotten, older. Maybe I don't know if he's lost a half a step or a step or whatever else. He's certainly valuable in that role.
His defense is incredible. I'd love to have him on. It's just his defense alone, just you want him.
I don't think his defense has been that great, honestly, Ray. Trae Young ate him the fuck up all season long.
Trae Young's been eating a lot of people up lately.
I think he's a flopping bitch. I would move him. I would package him and Jaylen Brown, move them both and start.
What do you hate again?
I don't want to get into that just yet. The last thing on the coaching stuff, that was reported that this was not technically, now this has not been confirmed, but this was that Ime was not technically the first pick for the Celtics. It was reported kind of on the back channels that they had offered to another coach who declined it. That list is short. It's either Chauncey Billups or Becky Hammonds. I can't imagine Becky Hammonds denying an NBA coaching job. So if Chauncey Billups goes and gets that Portland job, you know what happened. They asked Chauncey Billups to be the head coach of the Boston Celtics. He said, no, thank you. I'm going to Portland. So what do you
Damian Lillard?
Whatever you think about that. But Damian Lillard might be leaving. Maybe he's talked to Damian. Maybe he's keeping him there. I don't know. But just keep that in the back of your mind, that box we wanted checked, a championship player in the NBA that can connect to these guys.
Said no,
if shit starts to go wrong in this season and Jason Tatum again tunes out his coach because he doesn't respect him because he didn't play at his level in the league, just remember Chauncey Billups said no in this offseason.
What was it? Big Shot Chauncey? Was that his dumb nickname?
Mr. Big Shot.
Mr. Big Shot. Yeah,
two ships, and almost brought that Denver team there with that bum ass.
Who's the other champion?
Detroit won too.
He only won one.
No, I think they went back to back.
No, they didn't.
No, they did not.
Once. They only beat the Lakers once in 2004.
They went back to back.
They lost to the Spurs too.
Yeah, they went. Yeah.
Right.
God damn it.
They went to 2. Sorry, they went to 2.
They went to 2, and the Spurs beat them in 7, I believe.
Yeah.
And then the next year, the Celtics beat them in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah, they went to 2 in a row is what I meant to say. Yeah. And then 90s, the Pistons won 2 in a row. Sorry, we're old. I get confused. I get these things confused. Do you think Brad's done? There's been I feel like there's a lot of buzz around this Celtics team right now. Brad Stevens has had a lot to say. Said he's been nonstop the 7 days he's been in the office. Getting obviously that Kemba trade came out of nowhere. Really, I mean, we knew that he was probably going to be dealt, but before the season ends,
that's crazy.
You generally don't see that happening. You're the first team to make your coaching hire. I love the approach. I love the aggressive approach. It's the exact opposite of Danny Ainge, who would wait. And, the same way as like a Belichick. We're seeing like a different approach. It's kind of exciting in New England sports. We're not just picking up the scraps like we're kind of used to over the last several years. Jaylen Brown's name is getting tossed around more so than Marcus Smart in terms of trades and shakes.
Only one person is. Only one person.
Well, Cedric Maxwell said it, and Bill has said it, so that's 2, right?
I've been preaching this shit for months now,
and I would go on Bill being the more reliable source in this whole thing.
No, I think.
And if he's not, what do? We blame our sources.
Blame our sources.
Remember, kids, blame your sources. Okay, well, let me paint this scenario. Cedric Maxwell went on what is Boston Live with Felger and Mike Hawley, and he essentially said that Tatum is not going to be moved. Do not expect him to go anywhere. However, Jaylen Brown might be. Jaylen Brown might not be here because they essentially play the same position. I don't know why 2 guys who play wings can't coexist in the NBA in this day and age. I think we see it everywhere in the NBA, as a matter of fact. But people have a problem with it, so let's just roll with it. Here's the couple of the scenarios that I've heard thrown out. A couple by Jimmy Stewart of the Sports Hub.
He's pretty reliable in some of his.
He is pretty reliable, even though he said today that most of his stuff was from drunk dials from people across the league. But we'll take it. That's when you know it's. That's when you know it's real.
That's a reliable source.
So
Bill, are you making calls that night to Jimmy Stewart?
Yeah, baby.
So there's a couple names that I thought were interesting. Let me give you this first one. Essentially, just straight up Brown for Lillard. Celtics would have to throw in some picks, like call it Brown and 3 first-round picks for Lillard.
Done.
Yeah, just you're giving up a lot of years, but I think Lillard and Tatum would be a sick pair. I don't think Jaylen Brown is. They don't. I've been saying it for a while. I don't think they play good together. And then Maxwell said it too. They're not getting better together. So
can I ask you this? Sorry to interrupt you,
bud.
The principal idea behind this is they play a similar position. They need the ball in their hand to be offensively productive. All the guys, most of the people that I hear them trading Jaylen Brown for do the same thing. This is why I don't think Brown, Tatum, and Bradley Beal work. I just want Beal because I think it keeps Tatum here. And you might have to trade Beal for someone else that works. But look, I get Lillard is better than Brown. But I've been saying this for a year now. This is Jason Tatum's team. He's going to go as far as you want, and you have to build it around him. So trading Jaylen Brown in 10 years for Damian Lillard, who's certainly better, I don't know if you get that much better as a team. I mean, I think Damian Lillard single-handedly wins you a couple more games, maybe. But do you win a championship with that man? I don't know if the difference is that much. So let me give you another one. Ray's favorite guy, first pick off the 10-year NBA draft, big old cat out there in Minnesota. That's essentially a swap. I don't think that you have to give up much more than Brown come back, and he's desperately trying to get out of Minnesota. Do you do that deal? Yeah. Keep in mind that he's kind of a pussy.
Aren't all NBA players pussies now?
I don't think Jaylen Brown's a pussy.
All right, but yeah, I'd do it. I mean, you need a big that, like, Bill's been preaching this for years. You need a big body down low that you can just feed that fucking ball to. Cat is the perfect guy to do it. Al Horford could play the 4 and play that wing position that he loves so much. Oh, bring it on. Bring it on.
No,
of course not. You fucking Jaylen Brown. You're such a cunt.
Why? I'm keeping Jaylen Brown. I think Jaylen Brown's a better player than Karl Anthony.
Oh, fuck you. Fuck you, he is.
He has more potential. He stays on the court a lot more than Towns does. I like him better. I mean, he's a wing player. I like the wing player more than Karl Anthony Towns. I'm sorry. Like Rich said, he's kind of a pussy.
Agreed. And
I just think Jaylen Brown, and I'm not purposely trying to disagree with you. I legitimately think for like something like that, I don't think it seems like it's more like a lateral move. I don't think you're going to get better with Tatum and Karl-Anthony Towns than you are with Tatum and Brown.
But would that make it for 2022 to get a free agent in here if you had Cat and Jason Tatum instead of Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown?
No, because I think Jalen
guy in here more than
Jalen Brown's like
so?
the vice dude. Jalen Brown's in his like 4th year, and he's like the vice president of like the players using.
Yeah, he's
So
like,
think about that.
Because he's the smartest guy in the room.
It doesn't matter the respect that he gets. I mean, those guys like. I mean, he's gonna. I don't know.
all right, let me give you another one. Let me give you another one. I'm out on Cat too because I don't like the profile of the player. And
you guys are both
big
cuts.
7-footer, and he's got injury and he missed a lot of time. By the way, I'm really, really high on Jalen Brown. You guys know this. He's been my best player in this team for 2 straight years. I've been hard on Jason Tatum forever. The way people forget the developmental jump Jalen Brown made from the bubble to this year. He went from a fringe number 3 guy on a championship team that people thought was pretty good to a legitimate number 2, can give you 40, average 26, was an all-star, developed his game. Like, I'm really, really, really high on Jalen Brown. Here's what I'll think about though: the Chicago Bulls, Zach LaVine and Nikolai Vucevic
all over
Jalen Brown.
100%. If you get that
one makes sense.
That one makes a lot. That checks a lot of boxes.
LaVine is a legit bucket. He's a bucket, and you get
athletic
your big
phenomenon.
Vucevic is older. He's in his early 30s, but he's not 35. I think he's 31 or 32. So you got to run with him, and you replace the offensive production from Jalen Brown with LaVine.
And that's a move you can move Al Horford into. Don't forget that to make money work. Vucevic is on pretty much the same deal, and LaVine and Brown are roughly pretty close on a deal. There, I don't remember. I think because LaVine's not on a max deal yet either.
No,
so, I mean, but he's up this year? So I mean,
yeah, he's due some money.
So that's the big problem. Like, he didn't sign an extension with Chicago, I don't believe, right?
No, he didn't. But you get him here,
that's
you
the
get
problem,
Bird, right? So
yeah, I guess you have to have. When's he up next year though?
I don't know. The money will work itself out. I think he'd still be
I'm all
space
over
for
it.
a max spot after.
You need a shooter on this team. You need a legitimate deep shooter to win in the NBA right now to run what I'm thinking Odoko was going to run. I mean, it's Steve Nash's offense. You shoot threes. Brad Stevens' offense, they're going to shoot a lot of threes. It's the NBA now. You need another guy that can shoot, and Zach LaVine is a baller, and he can shoot from anywhere on the fucking court. And that's what you're going to need. Jalen Brown can't do it yet. He's not one of those guys.
Oh, I disagree with. I think Jalen Brown can get you 40 in a minute. I think Jalen Brown can get you 40. Might be not as skilled as Zach LaVine, but look, I'm really high on Jalen Brown. The only reason I say yes to that Chicago deal is because it's 2 for 1. You're filling 2. Insert Ray's mom joke. You're filling 2 holes with for one guy. So
ooh, DP night. I love it.
That's the only type of deal I need to get return for Jalen Brown. And by the way, I don't think they're moving on from him. I still look, not much has changed in Celtic world. You still got Brad Stevens, who got rid of the guy he hated and was pissed at, and Kemba Walker. I think he loves Marcus Smart. I think he values Jalen Brown and Jason Tatum. I think that he looks at the core and goes, all right, let's do something. Hopefully he's smart enough to look at Marcus Smart and say, all right, look, this guy is flawed. He has his good points, but he's flawed and his contract's up. And if he wants a big deal here, we got to move him this year. That's just business sense. Never mind the guy is overstayed his welcome, I think. But I don't think they're moving on from Jalen Brown. I think that's a lot of talk for nothing. And by the way, Marcus Smart, Golden State has been in Marcus Smart for 2 straight years. There was talk about giving up the 2nd overall pick for Marcus Smart and some other shit. Now they have the 7th. How easy is that? I won't even ask the question. Marcus Smart and some fucking fodder for the 7th.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, and they might do it too. They don't want to make that pick. But
they're looking for another championship. Clay and Steph are looking for.
How stupid is that trade? Let's review for fucking Wiggins for Russell. Now the 7th, and you flip that for Marcus Smart. So Wiggins and Marcus Smart for D'Angelo Russell. Oof.
Yeah, we talked about that in the text chain. That trade did not end up as good for Minnesota as it was to begin with. That shouldn't have never been the 7th pick with D'Angelo Russell and Karl-Anthony Towns.
Dude,
they should have been better.
There's a lot of talent, but it seems like to me it's overrated talent out there in Minnesota, eh?
Yeah.
Good luck, A-Rod.
All right, quickly, we're going to move through some more basketball thoughts here and then get to baseball. We're going to bring in a surprise guest, talk a little Red Sox Yankees as the series is coming up. First,
a real baseball guy. Hey, Ray, you bow down for this one?
I'm just going to put my mic on mute and just go.
Ray, did you, as the resident homer on this group, listening or reading up on Al Horford's comments in his presser today, were you floating on getting that 20-year 20-year problem fixed?
Yeah.
In your pants?
Yeah, it's starting to move a little bit. It had a pulse.
This
Call my
fucking guy.
doctor.
Do you think that? So let me read you some quotes. Al Horford in his press conference today, quote, "I'm really, really happy to be back. I really appreciate how special a place Boston is. For me, being away from it, seeing the type of city it is, what this team is all about, it's something I really missed." Al Horford said Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Robert Williams reached out to him after the trade. Horford said that he wants the Celtics to take advantage of the summer, get better individually, and then start to build it back up. He also had a lot of Banner 18 talk. Al Horford, quote, "It's surreal to be back. This is where I want to be." Al Horford, quote, "We need to put in the work now. I was in the facility yesterday, and the guys are already in there putting work." Al Horford, "Really appreciate how special of a place Boston is. For me, being away from it, seeing the type of city it is, what the team is all about, this is something I really missed." Is this guy full of shit because now he's on this team again? Or did he go spend 2 years in the wasteland of the NBA and go, fuck, I should have not taken the money. I should have just stayed here.
Bullshit because he's I'm gonna go because he's full of shit because he used really twice. If he was really happy to be here, he wouldn't have to say really, really happy to be here. Just really happy. I'm really happy to be back. Full shit.
Mm-hmm. Good for you.
In your honor, Queen.
I am too.
Bill, do you think Al's full of shit?
Yeah, he sucks. Like, I think that, honest to God, my true opinion is I think they got him for to make a bigger move. That's why I think they got him. It's a contract that works. And again, for the 2022, 50% of his contract's guarantee. I don't know. I hope he's part of a bigger move, but he's a bench guy. I get it. You gave up the first and Kemba to get him, but I hope it's something big. I hope it's for something better. Make a big blockbuster.
Brad loves Al Horford. Al Horford is going to be on the scene.
I hope
2021.
fucking Udoka hates him.
He's going to have his number retired in the Raptors if Brad has it.
Al Horford said in this press conference that him and Udoka, when Al Horford was benched because Embiid was crying in his soup, that him and Udoka would sit there and just go over defensive assignments like they were playing tic-tac-toe. They would just do defensive assignments in the fucking locker room. So they don't hate each other. I think Al Horford is going to be good for this team. I like that Al Horford's back on this team. I liked Al Horford on this team. I thought he did all of the little crease shit that you don't see, that nobody sees. He did all of it. He was just getting paid $30 million to do it, and no one liked that. Same with Mr. No Leg, Gordon Hayward. So I'm for it. He's 35. He's going to have some injury stuff. And he's probably a little bit full of shit. He poured it on pretty thick there.
Very thick.
But you spend a year in Philadelphia, you got benched because your all-star is a fucking pud. And then you go to Oklahoma City and they sit you down when you're having you were averaging 18 points in 11 boards.
Don't forget,
they sit you down so
on.
they can fucking tank. I'm sure he's happy to be back in a competitive situation, looking to get out there and play basketball. The guy's a professional that's been chasing a rink for his whole career. That's why he came to Boston.
I spent 3 days in Philadelphia,
Probably not
like you guys did, and I was thankful to be home when I got out of that shithole. So yeah, I'm sure he's happy to be out of anywhere but Philadelphia and Oklahoma City.
There you go.
Yeah.
Can I give you?
But don't forget, he didn't play back-to-back last year. That knee's still going to be a problem. I don't trust any of these old guys with knees. We've seen what's happened with Kemba.
You see you with your shoulder.
Yes. Yeah, never mind. I was going to insert a mom joke, but I think we've hit our quota so far.
Al Horford said that he was ready to play back-to-backs. We're running late in the NBA, but I have to get to at least. Let me just do these headlines, and then we'll get to the last piece. Okay. Rick Carlisle lands in Indiana again. Good for the Pacers, I guess. Little sneaky fact. Anyone pay attention to the NBA? The Indiana Pacers' internal turmoil is fucking
amazing,
insane.
Mm-hmm.
You think it's bad in Boston? Go do a little digging on what's going on in Indiana. They're fucked. Yeah. The Hawks take game 1. Trae Young drops 48, 7, and 11.
It's one game, you fucking prick.
I don't think it can repeat that. I think that's going to go 6. I still have the Bucks in 6. Playoff Paulie. Ray, you still believe that?
Listen. I listened to this show and I went to the 24-minute mark. All I said is that I said Giannis was the biggest choke artist left in the NBA playoffs, and then you brought up Paul George, and I said, I don't think so.
No, you said no.
Well,
Fuck you,
Paul
Bill.
George definitely showed his choking genes the other night, missing 2 free throws. And then the Clippers they're never going to win anything ever in their lifetime. They just have it in the water out there. To give up that lob for the win is inexcusable. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
It was like
my team
it was like
might
watching
win an NBA championship this year.
Remember what it
CP3.
felt like when the Raptors,
Go.
we'll bring back the shitty loser teams. Bet.
Let's go.
Remember what it was like when the Raptors hit that game winner cross court 3, big shot on the Celtics in the bubble. Like, it was like, oh my god! Like, how do you let that happen? It was just an unbelievable play by the Raptors, and we were still saying, how do you let that happen? This was not that. Like the only thing you can do is a lob to the fucking 0.8 seconds, son. Clippers, you losers. You
Andrew even knew that one was going to happen
losers.
because Ray ruined it for us.
Hashtag the 76ers are said that they're going to keep Ben Simmons for next season and continue to move on.
I told you they're switching him to right-handed. That was a key indication they were keeping him.
I tried
The
switching to
story
right-handed
of
and
the
it didn't work.
NBA this week. Never mind the
Jack off
Celtics
left-handed
getting.
too. Good for you.
Never mind the
So
Celtics
much
getting
easier.
their coach.
It is.
Never mind.
Phone
Never mind the Suns winning. Never mind Trae Young. Never mind anything else going on in the NBA. Out of Bleacher Report, the Nets were not happy with Kyrie Irving. Let me just paraphrase this, being a fucking douchebag. So he is on the trade market. He's on the trade market. The dumpster fire is ablaze. Fuck Kyrie. This is the best news I've had in years.
Do we all get a toot
Hold
toot on this
on.
one? Toot 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 toot.
Reunite the band.
Fuck you, Bill.
Kyrie
Fuck
for
you.
Westbrook. Reunite the
okay.
band.
Okay,
Bring
I'll
it
do
back.
that.
Kyrie for
I would
Westbrook.
love to.
Boom.
I would love to see it, but either way, just what an absolute.
How fast do you think
They're saying the Knicks are the front runners to get him.
What a phenomenal story! Oh my god, this is so nice. Him going to the Knicks and them just being in purgatory forever again, and just be so great. Oh, Kyrie.
After being the fourth
Ooh,
seed this
we
year?
called it toot toot all over your Nets asses. Hashtag never netters. You fucking losers. Kyrie is a loser. He'll never win anything ever again in his entire life. He's a piece of shit. And KD, we said it. He's gonna dump his ass. He traded him for Howard, and he's gonna dump his ass the second he can. Oh, it's so sweet. Ooh, it's so sweet. It's so sweet.
So
I love it. You want to talk baseball?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, we're gonna bring in our surprise guest here when he accepts. But before that, let's do a quick little Red Sox minute. The Red Sox were absolutely smoked by the Rays, 2-8 the other night. Garrett Richards, 1.2 innings, are commonly referred to 1 2/3 in the baseball world. Four earned runs, 2 home runs, 4 walks, no strikeouts in an inning and 2/3. Here were some of his quotes after the game. And as we know, this is one of the leading baby back bitches in the sticky icky stuff going on here. Quote, it's a transition period for me. I'm just trying to figure it out, changing some grips on my pitches. I'm actually just trying to learn how to throw a baseball. This guy was given $10 million by Chaim Bloom, the biggest contract that Chaim Bloom has ever given out in his entire career. And he's trying to throw a baseball. He's a professional pitcher making $10 million. And he sounds like a toddler crying in his shoe. Oh,
you know what he sounds like? Me every time I leave rehab. Ready? It's a new day for me. I'm putting the past behind me. It's one day at a time. Come on. Tell me that's not a crackhead.
That's
Tell me
what
that's
it
not
sounded
a
like.
fucking crackhead.
No, that's what it sounded like.
I'm starting my life over from one day at a time. I'm starting over from scratch. This has been the hardest 9.5 years. I got to start over after 9.5 years. I've been shooting heroin up my butthole for fucking 9.5 years. Now I'm going to start my life all over. Come on. It all fucking ties right together. It's pathetic. I hate it.
Yeah.
Shut this guy down.
Yeah,
Shut
DFAM,
up. Everything
or fucking
I
get
said
rid of him.
about everything I said about E-Rod on our Tuesday show. Do it to Richards now. You have to. This guy is a fucking mental case. It just shows you the state of the fucking baseball pitcher. They're all mental cases.
Would this guy? Would this guy be? He literally said, I need to be a different pitcher than I have been in the last 9.5 years.
That's what a drug addict says when he's getting clean. I have to be a different
pitcher.
person.
Would he be a professional big league pitcher without the foreign substances? Would he even be in the league?
Nope.
Dude, this foreign substance has been going back a long time. So I mean,
9.5 years.
More than that. We'll get to that later.
Will we?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Go ahead. Why? First of all, can you explain?
I thought we were talking baseball.
We are. This is baseball.
It's baseball.
Bill.
Garrett Richards plays
Garrett
baseball,
Richards
you dumb
plays for
fuck.
the Red Sox. That's
Just because he's not on the Fear Boners doesn't mean he doesn't exist in the baseball world.
Jesus.
I read too far in the email.
Christ.
Sorry.
Oh my God. This is baseball. This is Garrett Richards. This is the Boston Red Sox. He cannot make another start for this team. He absolutely cannot make another start for this team. Ray, can you just explain to me why I have such an internal burning hate for this guy?
Because he reminds you of Kyrie Irving and KD put together. And
I told you.
Douchebag that fucking just cries and says, "Oh, it's not my fault. It's the baseball world's fault that I can't pitch anymore. They took away my sticky icky ooh wee. This is why. It's just a baby back bitch move. It's like fuck."
But he's not even good. Like he
No.
sounds like Josh Beckett, but he's not. Like remember when Beckett would complain about the blister on his finger?
Yeah, but he's still throwing 97 at people's heads. I fucking love Josh Beckett. But no, dude, I hated this signing from the start. I thought his elbow would blow up, but hey, now he can't fucking throw a fastball without his bullfrog sunscreen that he used. It's pathetic. I can't with this guy. You got to shut him down. You got to sports psychologist, do something. You got to get him better. You got him, and this is it. If not, DFA him. Now's the time.
Cut his ass. I'd put him on waivers.
Eat the money. I mean, the All-Star break will probably be around the time, or you shut him down, and then instead of cutting him, just shut him down. You can stash him on the DL until you fucking figure it out. Get his fucking mind right. Make up an injury, Mr. Winter Coat.
It's too hot. He didn't have enough sunscreen, so he got a sunburn.
Make what up. He got skin cancer. Boom. Shut him down the rest of the season. Boom. Done.
Boom. Done. Skin cancer. I am interested to see. It's Thursday as we record the third game of the series for the Tampa Bay Rays. Nick Pivetta is going. I've been high on Pivetta this year. Bill, you've been less so.
Can I shoot yet or no?
No, this is an interesting game for him. I got the last three games I have pulled up for you right here. I don't know if you looked past that when you're looking at.
He's just looking at it right now.
I'm checking the Red Sox score too.
Look, Pivetta was. I think that he's a big reason you're in the position you're in. He was consistently good. Is what it was like. Not pretty good, not great. Just he was consistently good for the end of last season, the beginning of this season. He has gone down a bad track. He's 1-3 with a 5.5 ERA over his last 7 starts. His last start, he went 5 innings, 3 earned, 3 walks, 6 Ks. Kind of what you would expect out of your 4th or 5th starter. The game before that really killed him. 5 innings, 6 earned against the Blue Jays, and 4 1/3 before that against Miami. So I don't know. I'm just looking for. I think it's an interesting game for him. Can he have a bounce back game? Can he put a good performance out there?
It's a prove it game. It's a prove it game if he can actually do it without the spider tag. See if he can get back on track.
Islanders finished up if you're not rooting for the Islanders right now in the NHL playoffs, I don't know what you're rooting for.
You don't have a soul.
They push a game 7. That place is nuts. I just want to see another game in Long Island, like
in the barn.
In the barn. Those guys, they're fucking insane. They're absolutely insane. That team never quits. Fuck Tampa and fuck the Canadians. Like Islanders Vegas. Come on, Ray.
Yeah, I want that. That's what that was the initial series I wanted. I want to see the Islanders pull it out. I want to see Vegas win tonight, yesterday, since we're recording on Friday. So, yeah, hopefully it's Vegas and the Islanders.
Ray, the Revolution are 5-0. This is MLS Soccer Talk, Soccer
First
Minute.
Place.
The best team in Boston, baby.
To get you.
First place.
They're not undefeated.
First place. Ooh, and the Soccer Minute.
Nope, they're 5-0 in their last 5. They're 7-3-1, I believe, on the season. So yeah, best team in soccer right now. That's big. You guys just doing this on purpose?
Go on. Like,
oh no, yeah. I mean, it's great to see.
We give you a Soccer Minute, and you sit here and you bumble over it. If you want the time to talk, we give you the time to talk. Now you sit there in silence.
It's just great.
Soccer or not?
It's just great. I really hope that they continue with this, with their coaching.
We actually have. I just got news that we actually have run out of time. Congratulations to the Revolution on their first place at the beginning of the season. I guess
I'm sorry I wasted your time.
The Simple Mind Sports Show Friday headlines, June 25th. Happy birthday to the Queen.
Happy birthday, Queen.
An absolute fucking handful. We will see everybody on Sunday. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Jesus.
Oh, man.
Oh,
even
fucking
worse.
Christ.
Hey, Mr. Four.
Hey,
Fuck is this guy?
Even worse.
Mr. 4 games over 500. How are you?
We have our special guest has finally arrived, and his screenshot was him in a fedora that was bad enough, and now he shows up in all Yankees gear, which is just
even worse.
Even worse. With us now is AJ Torres of Calling Strikes podcast. What's up, man? How are you?
How you doing, guys? Great being here. And let me tell you something. It's actually very ironic because the hockey games I have been to are Bruins games. Best Boston fans in the whole city, in my opinion.
We don't want you.
That's not true. Bill doesn't speak for us. It's also his birthday. He's also whacked out of his mind. So just try not to pay attention.
Well, happy birthday, Bill. And I'll just say this, man. I'm a Yankee and Ranger fan, and I hate a lot of the New York fans, man. It's painful.
As long as you're not a homer, you're all right in my book. I just
To be honest with you, man, I hated the arrogance when I was a kid. I mean, I live in Connecticut, but right on the border of the state of New York. And I saw a lot of arrogance, but the reason why I'm actually a Yankee fan, it actually has got a lot of history. It goes deep.
Johnny, Jets are Giants. Jets are Giants.
Neither.
You actually have a really wild kind of sports fandom lineup. Yeah. So why don't you just list it out for us so the listeners know that you're not a true blood Yankees douche. You have a little bit of like.
To be honest with you, I'm probably gonna get flamed either way because
true.
Yankees, Chiefs, Pacers, Rangers. And to be honest with you, man, I'll just say it as it is. Yankee fans hate me. Chief fans hate me.
Yeah, perfect. We hate Bill, so there we go. We got all that in common.
Everyone hates me, so we're good, baby.
That's it. Well, AJ, we were actually just this might be right up your alley as a Yankees fan. We were just shitting hard on Garrett Richards, who put out a 1 2/3 performance against the Rays last night and just looks like absolute garbage. He's one of the guys I think is headlining this I don't know, trail of tears. Maybe someone's probably going to be offended by that too. That was a horrific historical event, but I think it works perfectly for baseball pitchers in this sticky icky.
I wasn't listening.
In this sticky icky situation. What do you let's start there and then we'll get into the Yankees Red Sox series coming up. What are your thoughts on the Max Scherzers of the world kind of going ballistic and the Bubba Harkins at the core of this kind of the what's going on in MLB right now with pitchers?
I think this really started out with, this has been a rule since the beginning of time. We know that it was spit at first, but let's just be honest. They used the same balls. So everyone was throwing that ball around like 300 pitches.
Yeah.
Or whatever it was. Sometime it was, I've seen water and sweat and rosin become sticky to a point. Yep. And the ball's changed every year for like the last 7 years, whatever. But as far as the Angels thing where the clubhouse workers like, oh, yeah, by the way, Garrett Cole and Max Scherzer are in my phone as contacts as I'm selling this stuff to them.
Good for him.
So Garrett Cole is, asked about this and he's like, hey, we got to schedule an appointment to talk about this. You can't do that. And I'm thinking to myself, what in the hell are you doing? Oh, you need to make an appointment? Hey, you need to get your nails done too, dude? Like, come on.
Yeah.
What the hell is wrong with you?
Dude,
Now, listen, this is my guy right now.
Yep.
I inherited him. And the reason why I got to like Cole is because there was for X amount of years where the New York Yankees in the 2010s, there's 2009, and then there are 2010s, right?
Yep.
Brian Cashman is going up to Hal Steinbrenner being like, dude, what the hell are you doing? We need a starting pitcher. And he kept beating the meat for about a decade until it's like, okay, dude, if you don't do it this time around, the fans are just going to ream you. And sure enough, Garrett Cole just happened to knock on the doorstep.
I love Garrett Cole.
Had to overstep the boundaries and pay for him, but this is what happens. But
Well, that's a
listen,
George
he knew
Steinbrenner
this was
move. I mean,
coming.
340 million, biggest contract, and that's exactly right up the Yankees' alley.
I mean,
from
you had to
the
pay out
heyday.
the California boy. That's what you had to do.
Get a better bullpen, man. You'd see his win.
That was supposed to be the strength of that team too. The point
Still
on
not
the
bad.
yeah, it's not bad. The point on the pitching thing and Max Scherzer and these
I
guys
got one more
going
point on
insane and the just the outcry from these pitchers. You're right. Like there was always something going on in terms of illegal substances and whatever else. The problem is they took it a step too far the last few
They
years.
abused it.
They abused it like hell.
Absolutely abused it.
And baseball's trying to do something about it. And it's a really easy analogy to go back to steroids. Like they made those guys go perjure themselves in front of Congress for their punishment. Max Scherzer, all you have to do is give up your fucking hat and your glove in the middle of innings,
What if
and
you
you're
just get up
making
there
it
and pull
seem
your
like you're
dick out?
And you know,
Like, hey, you
not
want to
everyone's
check
you,
this?
Bill. Well, that's what they did.
True.
That's what was the
But they
Sergio
knew-
Romo?
Sergio
basically
Romo
dropped his
pulled his
fucking
fucking
pants.
pants.
coming.
They didn't even ask him.
Well,
Yeah.
if you think about it, right? I mean, there was a lot of talk about these guys hiring chemists. Like, okay, I understand that we're all dealing with multimillionaires. I get that part. But you have these guys that are trying to get a massive payday, talk to chemists on what the best substance is.
Yeah.
It's the same thing when Barry Bonds
When I
and
buy
this
weed.
code thing. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, you're getting these scientists to figure out what are the best chemicals to put in your body.
Yeah.
This isn't like, hey man, I'm going to drink myself a shake. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to
Right.
stretch, get myself in the hot tub, get ready to play ball. No, these guys are trying to get with scientists to tweak the system.
It's
And
Balco, man.
use the power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
All
Balco
you need,
all
and
over
all
again.
you need is pussy and ash to succeed.
It's Balco all he's off the fucking rails. It's Balco all over again, and these pitchers are acting like they're being persecuted when if you just go look at what happened to the Balco guys, suspensions out the ass, going to Congress. Barry Bonds is still
No Hall
not
of
in
Fame.
Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Roger
Like,
Clemens,
and
Mark
Max Scherzer's
McGuire.
pissed because what's his face in the what's a goddamn Mike
Joe Girardi.
Joe Girardi is out there asking him to check his thing for a third time. Come on, man! Like
I will be honest.
he
with
was
you.
listed.
All
He
right,
was
hold
named
on.
at the
Joe's
top
my
of
guy,
the
but he
list.
was in the wrong. Joey.
No way,
Joey
that's
was in the wrong.
gamesmanship.
I mean, it's
Max
annoying as a
Scherzer's
viewer, but-
ERA jumped a full run from 3.7 to 2.7 in 2016, 2017, and won back-to-back Cy Youngs, and has been that pitcher ever fucking since. And then if
Have
you
you
think
seen the
about
Rays after they gave him the
question
warning?
this motherfucker's career, because now he is a fucking fraud when he gets on the mound and bitches and complains when Girardi calls him out. No, that's gamesmanship. He fucking knows it's two around the league. Fuck these pitchers. Fuck Max Scherzer.
Baseball is inherent. This is the point. We'll move on to the Yankees Red Sox here, but baseball is inherently a sport that openly cheats. You just cross a line. The Astros crossed the line. And
Ray's got an Apple Watch. It's the same thing.
the Red Sox
Yeah.
crossed the line. They got bagged too. St. Louis hacked the Astros farm system.
I remember
And some guy
that.
went to jail. When you cross the line, you have to pay the consequences. And I just don't
Yes.
understand why the pitchers can't understand that right now. And they're pitching such a fit. And if you would notice, their union hasn't said shit. They haven't said a damn word about it because they know they're in the wrong and they know half the union
Doesn't
are the
matter
hitters.
because they're getting paid when they get suspended.
Exactly.
Yeah,
When
this
you're
is all-
getting
that's also
suspended with
bullshit.
paid, right? If
Yeah.
it's a starter, right? Guess what?
10
You're going to have to
days.
have a guy in the bullpen take his place for 2 starts, and that's going to end up taxing the bullpen because under the rule, you can't have a guy called up to take his place. So this guy's going to get paid, and if you see what some of these guys are getting paid, like knock on wood, but if Garrett Cole gets suspended,
Please
for 2
don't.
games, right?
Please don't.
He's making like
Please.
what, $2 to $3 million?
Yeah,
Not
Yeah,
just-
something stupid like that.
Like an inning.
He's making it from what? His home in New York or his hotel room on the road?
why don't you give us your downtrodden look at the or maybe you're one of these positive guys that looks at the Yankees and say, hey, we still got something here. I think we're long enough way into the season that you got enough big enough holes that I don't know what's wrong with the Yankees. They were expected to be kind of running over this division this year, and now they're in third.
Let's see. Consistency's definitely not there this year. I mean, they don't know. I don't think they just know what they want. It's like a bad ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
they don't have the identity of what they are. Now, some people are going to say, oh, where's the power lefty? The thing that drives me insane, and this is the part that makes no sense to me, the reason why Didi Gregorius didn't get signed, and he was the only real lefty bat, especially out of the guys right now that I actually trusted. How the hell is Odor in the lineup, but yet you didn't want to do, Didi to come back? I mean,
Yeah.
I understand, but there's only one reason, and that's because you're not paying him.
What has Didi done in Philadelphia? Boom. That's why you let him go. He's an overrated player.
Whatever the case may be, though, he just fit the system.
But is he overrated in Yankee Stadium is the point.
Hold on.
If he's got a short porch
DJ
and right.
LeMahieu's a switch hitter, is he not?
DJ LeMahieu's a righty.
Okay, never mind.
Well, so I think your point is kind of the easiest one, or not the easiest one, but the most astute one is they don't have an identity. So where do you put the blame? So from the Yankees, where do you go from here? Does Cashman got to go? Is it just like the time has run out, or Aaron Boone should already have been gone, in my opinion? I don't know what the hell that walking bucket of nothing is doing in that team.
This was his option year, so that's why. And I have no idea who's available. Right? I think I can't put the blame on just one guy. Do I think that Cashman made a couple questionable decisions? Now, I'm not just going to be one of those guys that's too optimistic.
James Italian.
Well, I wasn't a fan of that either because I'm like, what prospects are we giving up? But because that we didn't give up a whole lot, I'm like, okay. But when Sevy comes back, I think he's got to go in the bullpen.
Here's what I'll tell you. I think the Yankees are pudding soft. I don't think they got shit going for them. I think they got to blow it up. I think you got to completely remove whatever nucleus you think you have and go do something different and start building from where we are. I mean, they took however many years they took as rebuilding. Like, you're talking about the Yankees, talking about you're the Yankees. You're like the most profitable sports organization in the world. Go spend some money. Be the Yankees. Be the Yankees that everyone hates, that everyone loves to hate. Go spend some money and do something about it. You spent 2 or 3 years trying to build up your system. That didn't work. So, like, what's the point? Go buy your team like you normally would. So AJ, give me your thoughts on the series coming up here with the Red Sox Yankees. What's your level of importance / panic if the Red Sox come in and take 2 out of 3, advance the lead here, and in the Yankees, in baseball, how many games back now? 4 or 5?
I think, about
it's certainly not insurmountable, but I think the way that all these teams are playing in the AL East, it's going to be a dogfight. And I don't look at a Yankees team that can rip off 12 in a row right now. So, with this series coming up,
maybe in a month,
do you look at it as a must win? You got to win the series, or is it just something you got to get through and try and get right? What are you looking at here?
I actually don't know where to start. I mean, I think if we actually split the series, I think that would be good. Take 2 out of 4.
Yeah.
Personally. And I think that's a reasonable expectation level. It's just because, I mean, if you look at the first matchup, I mean, the starting pitchers could kind of go, in my opinion, like one could have his day or one could just give up like 5 runs and 5 innings, and then it's up to the bullpen. I mean, I think it's interesting. Everything else, I think it's just going to be a crapshoot, and just going to be it's going to be offensive driven on both sides.
Yeah, I think with everything we talked about at the beginning of the segment with the sticky, every game is up in the air right now with these pitchers. I don't think you can predict what you're going to get.
Good point.
And the way that the Red Sox are playing this year, specifically, not even recently, but just the way that they have shown a tendency not to quit. This is not a Boston bias, but I'd give the Red Sox the edge. They're playing better, and the way that the pitchers are out of their freaking minds right now, I think that the Red Sox have the bats and the attitude and the mentality to kind of take advantage of it. And that's what we've seen all month from them against some of the better competition. They're winning games 9-8, 11-8, in later innings and 4.5-hour games. So that's what I'd expect. I'd expect the slugfest, like you said, in Boston. If they don't come out of there 3 out of 4, I'll be disappointed. I'd like to see them take it to them.
Well, that's why I said if they split the series, I'd be happy.
I guess we're on the same page.
I mean, I'm not a homer, man. I mean,
yeah.
I've seen so much stuff, and I mean, like I said, it sucks that I have my ties of being a Yankee fan, because there's a lot of Yankee fans I just hate, because there's a lot of New York fans, right? It doesn't matter if you're an Empire fan or a Metro type fan. There is the two different sides, but a lot of them will never ever be satisfied.
Yeah. Well, we can relate because we're Patriots fans, so we just win, or we try to. Not last year.
And we have real dynasties.
They do.
AJ, we appreciate you coming on, man. We'll touch base again. Real quick, where can we find your podcast, and when can we listen to it?
Calling Strikes is on, you can find on Anchor, YouTube, and Relentless41 is my Twitter. And for anyone that wants non-biased Yankee material, that anyone could always hit me up. I know I was going to get a little bit slammed, but it's okay. It's all love. And like I said, the Yankees right now have no identity. It's an absolute disgrace. The reason why everyone's saying that it's unwatchable is because they set the bar too goddamn high. And when they're not there, they all decide to piss, bitch, and moan, and then just talk out of their ass. And here we are right now.
There you go. Well, we appreciate the honest takes. And I agree with you. It does suck to be a Yankees fan. So good luck to you on that.
Yes, and hopefully next time we could dig deep and maybe we could share New York fans together. How's that?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what we can do.
All right.
All right. See you, man.
Later, man.